My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. And to read my writing and to see my latest CNN appearances and my MSNBC and RT appearances, you can go to hagoodman.com. I will leave the RT link below to my appearance on Crosstalk, which was awesome. And it was a great time, and I look forward to future appearances on RT's Crosstalk. I'm going to discuss something that people are talking about now, and a couple of things. Before I discuss this issue, WikiLeaks retweeted the fact that Podesta might have attended a spirit cooker dinner. Number one, if you are genuinely part of the occult, I put a link to Styx Exenhammer 666's video segment on this issue, in which he says basically that, it's just performance art, has nothing to do with the occult, and Podesta is a big goofball, which I agree 100%. So if you are into that world, I recommend not only for great political analysis, but look at that link from Styx Exenhammer 666. I'll put the link below. That's number one. Number two, I am all for performance art, expression. I had like a little mini revolt in my comment section. I told people to, write poetry. And in the end, people were like, F you, Goodman. We had enough with poetry. Just move on. So, but no, for the people who are still writing poetry, thank you. Believe me, I appreciate it. And I just think it's a very powerful form of expression, especially if you just can't stand this election. So I urge you to still write poetry, but I've given up because of the little mini revolt. But I'm going to kind of give you a sense of how dysfunctional Hillary Clinton's inner circle is, or how bizarre and weird. Before I get to the spirit cooker, let's talk about the context of Hillary Clinton and why she would even hire John Podesta. Why she would even hang out with John Podesta, if in fact she's as religious as she says she is. I will read you some quotes. Hillary Clinton wrote this, quote, "Religion figures in my earliest memories of my family. Our spiritual life as a family was spirited and constant. We talked with God, walked with God, ate, studied, and argued with God. Each night we knelt by our beds to pray before we went to sleep." If indeed Hillary Clinton believes in God and an afterlife and heaven and hell, wonder how God will react to her Iraq vote, Libya, pushing for the bombing of Libya, wanting regime change in Syria without a post-Assad plan, weapons deal scandals from the Clinton Foundation, all of it taking money from Saudi Arabia, knowing very well that they fund IS, which is Julian Assange stated one of the most important WikiLeaks emails. Anyway, we can go on forever. You know me. I always get sidetracked. I'm going to continue. Quote, this was at a 1996 United Methodist Convention. Quote, "The church was a critical part of my growing up. And in preparing for this event, I almost couldn't even list all the ways it influenced me and helped me develop as a person, not only on my own faith journey, but with a sense of obligation to others. Methodism has been important to me for as long as I can remember." Her faith, then, she says, quote, "It has certainly been a huge part of who I am. And now I have seen the world and what I believe in." So Hillary Clinton is very much into apparently her religion. And the Bible is a very, very big part of her life. And the reason I'm kind of going here is because Clinton says that religion and the Bible are that important, and yet she's linked to a headline in the Washington Post. It's very interesting. And John Podesta being linked to a dinner that's very, very bizarre, and I'll read you about the dinner. Performance art, slash some kind of other spiritual element, who knows? But it all ties in to Hillary's unwavering faith in the good Lord above. Hillary Clinton's favorite book is the Bible, Daily Caller. You knew this. Of course it is. She wrote in a Q&A in the New York Times, which almost certainly she had the opportunity to edit, because the Times writers always give Clinton their articles to edit. Quote, "At the risk of appearing predictable, the Bible was and remains the biggest influence on my thinking." By the way, if you know anybody who is voting based on the person's values, so whether it's Hillary Clinton or Trump, and they're a religious voter, share this segment. They might find it amusing. I'll read you again. Quote, "At the risk of appearing predictable, the Bible was and remains the biggest influence on my thinking." The Bible is the biggest influence on Hillary Clinton's thinking. So it's people, I know that already people are going to say, "Oh yeah, HA, it's not her fault that Podesta likes dinners with bodily fluids and all that stuff." No, that's not. If it's the biggest influence on her thinking, she's probably not going to hire John Podesta, knowing that he likes that sort of thing. But of course, now she didn't know. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know what classified is. She didn't remember. But okay, Bosnian sniper. We'll get to that in a second. "I was raised reading the Bible, memorizing passages from it, and being guided by it. I still find it a source of wisdom, comfort, and encouragement." Okay. Now let's segue into the spirit cooker. Spirit cooking, the most disturbing Podesta email yet. In perhaps the most, the segue is, I'm giving you the backdrop. Sometimes I ramble and go in all different directions, but this time it was pretty clear. Hillary is a woman of God. The Bible is important to her. Faith is important to her, and she knelt down as a young girl and prayed to the good Lord above. And her life's work has just been full of fantastic things that have helped humanity, like voting for wars and being advised by neocons. But I'll read you this. And weapons deals and all that. Spirit cooking, the most disturbing Podesta email yet. So this is the article that WikiLeaks tweeted. In perhaps the most disturbing WikiLeaks release to date, Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother, is invited to a spirit cooking dinner with a performance artist. So I have only the utmost respect for all artists. This segment and my thoughts have nothing to do with the performance art or the artist. Just with the hypocrisy of Hillary Clinton having John Podesta as her campaign manager, probably the most important person in her campaign, even though the Bible and God and religion was such an integral part of her life. Dinner with the famous artist might sound deeply mundane, but there is far more to the story. In an email, the artist wrote, I'm so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you will be able to let me know if your brother is joining? All my love. Tony then forwarded the email to his brother John, asking, hey, are you in New York Thursday? While this seems like a completely normal and uninspiring email, a look at what spirit cooking is changes things immediately. In the video, the performance artist is seen painting the recipe for these spirit dinners, using what appears to be thickly congealed blood. And this is why I just, when Hillary says in the Bible, all this stuff, and the recipe read at one point, quote, mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm, drink on earthquake nights. Okay. And this is the dinner that Podesta might have attended or was invited to attend. So the performance artist repeatedly stabbing herself in the hands. The next performance featured her throwing her toenails in air into a flaming 5-point star, which she eventually jumped inside, causing her to lose consciousness. Okay. During the next, she ingested a medication to treat people who are catatonic, which caused violent muscle spasms. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of different performance art here. But the spirit dinner, the concoction of bodily fluids, very bizarre. The reason I bring this up, in addition to Hillary's professed faith, is that generally people who say that the Christian Bible is a guiding force in their life don't hire others who are into spirit dinners like this dinner I described. Am I off base? If I'm off base, let me know. If I'm off base saying, you know, that I'm being unfair, I don't know, I might be, but I don't think I am. Then we get the Washington Post, the cavalry to the rescue. This you don't even need to read the article defending Clinton. Just the headline alone is why Trump must win. I'm voting for Dr. Jill Stein, but it's why Trump has to win in order to save this nation from the insanity of 2 FBI criminal investigations and all the poor judgment and the top secret information and classified information that certainly was on Weiner's computer. I'll get to the Weiner link in a moment. The Weiner link grows by the day. Trust me on this, and I will get to that. So this is the Washington Post defending Clinton, right? You know the campaign is sinking when you have a quote. This is the article title. No, John Podesta didn't drink bodily fluids at a secret satanic dinner. Oh, sorry. No, John Podesta didn't drink bodily fluids at a secret Satanist dinner. So this is like, they're trying to be cool and, you know, we're defending her. It's just great. But you don't really want that right before the, well, this is the Washington Post. So it's a Clinton public relations firm. And it was a great article. But the point, though, is when you have this title defending a person who might win the presidency, no, John Podesta didn't drink bodily fluids at a secret Satanist dinner. Could you imagine like John Kerry or any other presidential nominee for the Democratic Party? Could you imagine if Barack Obama in 2008, if it was anyone else? No, Michael Dukakis didn't drink bodily fluids at a secret Satanist dinner. Any other person. No John McCain, no George W. Bush, no, it wouldn't work. No, Al Gore didn't drink bodily fluids at a secret Satanist dinner. But if it's Hillary Clinton or anyone associated with Hillary Clinton, that's par for the course. That's just normal. So we talked about her professed faith. Very, very important. She is a child of God. And very, very, the Bible is the biggest influence on her life. Uma Abedin's husband, not her fault. So Podesta is not her fault. It's his thing. Uma Abedin's husband. Okay, so it's 2013. This is an important, this relates directly to the FBI criminal investigation. Ex-New York Congressman Anthony Weiner can't say no to more sex. So we have John Podesta going to dinners with a lot of bodily fluids, part of the dinner, and it's some kind of spiritual, some say satanic thing or Satanist thing, whatever. Then you have Uma Abedin's husband, who twice sent photos of his wiener to a whole bunch of people, and we'll get to in 2 scandals. 2 years ago, as the scandal erupted, he said, Weiner said, quote, I've exchanged messages and photos, an explicit nature with about 6 women over the last 3 years. So he was asked Wednesday, was it only 6? This is actually a huge, huge, huge thing. So this is a huge, huge issue that pertains directly to the FBI criminal investigation, and it's one of the biggest reasons I say that the indictments are going to happen, especially since you have 650,000 emails on a laptop that is linked directly to Hillary's private server. Weiner would not say 6 is, he told WABC before pausing, it's not 20 and it's not 100. It's not 20 and it's not 100. And we know from he actually sent pictures of himself to a Vegas card dealer that was about 20 sex text messages. So you're sending 20 messages to between 20 and 100 women. This is Abedin's husband. Okay. So you have John Podesta, who thinks UFOs are going to come down from the sky any moment, and is into the spirit dinners. Then you have Abedin's husband, who's constantly taking wiener photos, and his wiener could take down the entire campaign. Let's look at who else is part of the A-team of dysfunction and insanity. This is actually kind of serious, nothing to laugh about. Bill Clinton's sexual misconduct allegations, just in Wikipedia. Bill Clinton, the 42nd president of the United States, has been personally accused publicly by 3 women of sexual misconduct. Juanita Broderick accused Clinton of rape. Kathleen Willey accused Clinton of groping her without consent. And Paula Jones accused Clinton of exposing himself and sexually harassing her. Charges of sexual misconduct have somewhat gained heightened publicity during Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. In addition to these 3 accusers, several other women have accused Clinton of consensual adultery. So this comes along with Colin Powell's. You can kind of tie it in with Colin Powell saying he's still dicking bimbos. So you have Bill Clinton still dicking bimbos. You have, which is a great meme, Bimbo Dickens, hilarious meme if you've seen that. Then you have a few, the rest of it. Of all the allegations made against him regarding his sexual history, Clinton has only admitted extramarital relationships with Monica Lewinsky and Jennifer Flowers. So he paid a whole lot of money to Paula Jones. So you have a whole list of women who have accused Bill Clinton of either rape or sexual misconduct. And then we have Monica Lewinsky with the dress and the cigars and all that stuff. So the circle of influence around Hillary is full of bizarre characters, which is really the point of this segment. When you then tie that into her professed faith, where she just has this halo growing up, I find that just so Clintonian. So everything you would expect from Hillary Clinton. Give me your thoughts below. What do you think took place at that dinner? How do you think it's related to Hillary Clinton? Or do you think it undermines her belief that the Bible has been a guiding force in her life? And what do you think of how this madness has descended even into a dinner with a whole bunch of bodily fluids that her campaign chairman might have attended? What does this say about American democracy in 2016? Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much for listening.